This is where some of the icks get so petty. Like, love you all, but some of them get so petty. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well as always. So for today's video, I asked you all to send me some of your icks and pet peeves over on my Instagram, and let me just say, you have not held back. I have never had so many responses to one of my little question boxes in my life. I literally could not believe I was scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, but I've tried not to read too many because I want to react in this video for you and let you know what I think of these pet peeves and icks. Some of the ones that I have seen are absolutely brutal, like so brutal. For anyone that doesn't know, an ick or a pet peeve is something that you don't like someone doing. I don't really know if ick and pet peeve are two completely different things, but I find an ick is like something that puts you off dating someone. So if you're talking to someone and they do this thing, it usually makes you think, ugh, and you get the ick. And then obviously a pet peeve is something you don't like people doing in general. So I guess an ick is more for like a romantic interest, and a pet peeve is like just anybody. I myself don't really have too many pet peeves or icks. Like when I was thinking about it for myself, I literally couldn't really come up with many. But I'm sure some of the icks and pet peeves I will agree with, so I'll let you know my thoughts. Let's just get straight into it because I am literally so excited. The number of responses was unreal and I just think it's going to be so funny. So let's just start, shall we? I'm going to start off with the most brutal, and I have seen this on here 3 times. Like, I genuinely couldn't get over the fact that 3 different people have submitted this as one of their icks. So the first ick is men who carry umbrellas. I can't believe I'm even saying that. That is an ick, men carrying umbrellas. Like, what do you want them to do? Like, how are they going to protect themselves in the rain? That's literally such a brutal ick. Like, men carrying umbrellas. I can't get over that one. That one has literally killed me off. It's the fact that 3 people have said that as well. Men carrying umbrellas is an ick. Learn something new every day. Personally, I don't agree with that. I think you need to protect yourself from the rain. Your only other option really would be a hood, but sometimes you've got to do what you've got to do, and an umbrella comes in handy, you know? The fact that 3 different people have said that though has made me think that it's a more common opinion than I'd ever even realised, because when I read that I was literally thinking, you're joking. Like, I thought someone's taking the piss, and then I saw it's written 3 times by 3 different people. Next up, we have one which I think is completely valid and probably very popular, and that's slow walkers. I think we can all agree we've all been stuck behind a slow walker at some point in our life, which probably means we've all been the slow walker before, which is awful to think about. But being stuck behind a slow walker, there's nothing worse. Completely agree with that. I hate that. This one I've had quite a lot as well. No manners. Completely agree. If you have no manners, then that is such a put off. Whether it's an ick or a pet peeve, whether you're a friend or more, like, that is so unappealing, unattractive, everything above. Like, nah, you've got to be well mannered. Say your please and thank yous. This next one I completely agree with, and it says someone that doesn't give me my space when I'm sleeping. Completely agree. I love a spoon as much as the next person. Love a little cuddle, especially in winter. However, there are so many times during the night where I'm like, I just want to stretch out and I just want my own space. And my boyfriend is the worst for giving me my own space in bed. He literally takes up half the bed. That's more of the problem. I don't think he wants to be close to me. He just wants all the space. And it really, really gets on my nerves. I feel like the older I'm getting, the more I understand why older people sometimes sleep in 2 separate bedrooms. And when I was younger, I thought that was really, really weird. Now I'm kind of getting it, because as much as I love my boyfriend, I do love my own space in my bed more. This one's a very niche one. Men who kiss their mum on the lips. The only time I've ever seen that is in Mummy Diaries, where Sam Fair's partner kisses his mum on the lips. And I don't even watch that show, but everyone's seen that surely on YouTube. If you haven't, after this video, go look it up. But yeah, completely agree. I think after a certain age, kissing your mum on the lips, or either of your parents on the lips, it's like a little bit weird. I think after a certain age, like when they're really little, it's quite sweet, it's cute, whatever. I think after a certain age, it's just a bit, yeah, let's not do that anymore. This next one, I think it's a bit mean, but I do completely agree. And I think everyone has different styles, so not everyone will agree with this, okay, boys, if you're watching this. This next one is boys wearing white jeans. And I'm sorry to the boys that do wear white jeans. I'm sure there's plenty of girls out there that do like white jeans, but I completely agree with the statement. I do not like white jeans in general on boys or girls. Actually, I kind of take that back. Some girls do really pull off white jeans, and I saw some in Zara recently which kind of caught my eye, sort of like white mum jeans, so I take that back. It is just on boys, and I'm really sorry. You do you. Wear what you want, what makes you comfortable, but personally, white jeans on boys for me is a no. Another pet peeve that I completely agree with here, like I just get it, and it's the noise that motorbikes make. Oh my god, I get it. I just get it. Like, you either get it or you don't. There's nothing I hate more than walking through the high street and hearing that loud, like, bang, bang, bang of the engine. Oh, just shh. Don't need to be so loud. This next one is a bit of a controversial one, and it's over the top PDA, so public display of affection. I've then put in brackets necking in public, so I really liked the clarity there. But I completely agree. I'm not really a PDA kind of gal. I think this is quite a controversial one, because I will admit, when I was younger, I was completely like, no PDA, that is disgusting, gross, ugh. And as I've gotten older, I'm like, oh yeah, let's hold hands. Like, that's pretty much as far as I'll go. Holding hands, maybe the odd hug. But yeah, I'm really not a PDA kind of gal, so I do completely agree with that. But I know a lot of people that would disagree, and a lot of people that do like PDA. But yeah, I'd agree. It's not a bit of me. This next one has cracked me up, like the specifics of getting out the car and bum crack showing. No, I do agree. Nothing worse than a builder's bum, no matter who you are. That's why low-rise jeans, I do not agree with them, because you are risking builder's bum. Get those high-waisted jeans on and you should be good for life. Like, yeah, nah. Anyone that has a builder's bum, sort it out. Sort it out. Put it back in your pants and sort it out. An ick that we have here is asking for nudes. And again, I don't know if this is really a controversial one, but you probably have like different opinions and different times when it's an ick, but I do understand this one. Like, when you're single, do you really want boys pestering you, or boys, do you really want girls pestering you for nudes? Like, no, it's literally the worst. Like, get lost. So yeah, I would agree with that one, but I think there's different levels to it, but I get where you're coming from. This next one cracks me up. Men posting too much on Insta. Calm down, Rob Kardashian. I don't even follow Rob Kardashian on Instagram. Does he post a lot then? I'm gonna assume Rob Kardashian just posts loads on Instagram. Again, I don't think that's a thing for me. Like, I don't really care about that, but I kind of get it. Like, I know, oh, no, do you know what? I don't think I do get that one. No, probably because I post on Instagram quite a lot, so I'm just like, you do you, do you know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to say I don't understand that one, but I respect it. Another ick that I got quite a lot sent in was men taking mirror selfies, or selfies in general. I've got a mixture of the two, so selfies or specifically mirror selfies. I kind of get this again, but I think because I take quite a few selfies for my Instagram, I don't feel like I can sit here and say, oh, that's an ick, do you know what I mean? Because I do it, and I know you're saying you don't like when men do it, and I kind of do get it, like I do, but I feel like I can't judge because I take so many selfies. I think it really depends on the selfie as well, because I think mirror selfies aren't that bad if you're showing off like your outfit. I don't really like when they're like in the mirror like shirtless, like trying to show off like what you're doing, and I don't really like when they're really posy, like really posy. So I do get it, but like also don't at the same time. So that's my opinion on that one. This one I agree with 100%. Long nails on a boy, they have the audacity to have dirt under them. Like, not only are you having long nails, you're gonna let dirt collect under there and like come out bravely with that. Like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that's coming from a girl that hasn't had her nails done since last year, and they look like toes. Using these emojis, from the monkey, little monkey emoji, you know, completely understand that. I don't think anyone should be using that full stop. I think they're genuinely the cringiest emojis ever. Completely agree. This one makes me feel sick. Tomato/orange stuff on side of mouth without noticing for ages. I just hate food around people's mouths, full stop, no matter what colour it is. If you've got food around your mouth and you haven't noticed, best believe I'm telling you straight away, and you better get rid of it quick, otherwise I'm gone, I'm out, I'm gone. This one is a very controversial one, and I've never heard this before, but this one says men that don't watch football. I don't get that. Men that aren't interested in football. Is that an ick or a pet peeve? Which I'm going to assume is an ick for you. I don't think I'd agree with that. I will admit I don't know many boys that aren't interested in football. It's weird, like it does always shock me when someone's like, oh, I'm not interested in football, which is probably quite bad from me. I'm pretty much stereotyping all boys to be interested in football, but I feel like it's more common for boys to support football than not. But I have to say I don't understand that being an ick. Like that really wouldn't be a problem to me. So we have one of the icks being when men aren't interested in football, but now one of them is supporting certain football teams. So even when they do support football, they can't win, because if they support a certain football team, they're out, they're gone. All I'm saying is West Ham all the way, come on you Irons, all that jazz. I definitely don't support football, but that's my dad's team, so come on you Irons. Oh, this one made me die. This is where some of the icks get so petty. Like, love you all, but some of them get so petty. But I also like kind of like get where you're coming from, even though it's not one of my icks. So it's really weird. I'm like, I kind of get it, but it's not one of mine. So this one is watching a man bend over to tie his shoelaces. And I feel like this has to mean like when they literally bend over rather than crouching down. Because if it was crouching down, I'd be like, whatever. But I do kind of understand if they're like fully like just bending, you know, bum in the air, like bending down to tie the shoelace. It's a very petty one, because everyone's got to tie their shoelaces at some point. I kind of get it. It's not one of my icks, but I kind of get where you're coming from. But it's so random and weird. And that, oh my God, some of these are literally killing me off. This pet peeve I completely understand. I think it's completely valid, and I think most people will agree. Talking over me when I'm mid-sentence. Completely agree, but I have definitely been that person before, and I always hate myself for it. Like there's definitely been times where I've like gone to jump in and then sort of realised, oh wait, they're not fully finished yet, and then I'm like, oh, I'm literally that person. I am that person. Not all the time, but I've done it a few times, and oh, that feeling, I hate it. But at least I'm aware. But yeah, I completely agree with that. It's just rude, you know, don't talk over someone mid-sentence. Note to self. This is a big one, and I think most people will agree. When boys go around with hands in their trousers, like that is just like, why do people still do that? Like, I don't get that. I know, oh, it's warm, get a pair of gloves. Like, no one wants to see you with your hand down your trousers. Like, that is so grim. Yeah, completely agree with that one. Again, we're back to a very controversial one. Don't really know how many people are going to agree with this one. Being too nice. Hello, call me a bitch and then we can talk. I'm dead. Some of you want some really toxic men. Don't bend down to tie up their shoelaces. Support football but not certain teams. It's like, it's really just getting a bit much here. So I've had a few people saying bad grammar, and then specifically when you mix up your and your, you know what I mean. I hate that too. Same with the theirs. And oh, is there anything worse than when you're in a rush and you do it yourself? Like, I've done that a few times recently. Like, I'm typing quickly and I've done it and I literally look and I'm like, hate that, literally hate that. And you're quickly like, I didn't mean it, I'm sorry. Now this one's an ick that says when men get the lyrics wrong, and I agree with this on no matter what gender you are, to be honest. Like, if you confidently sit there with your chest getting the lyrics wrong, that is really gonna annoy me. Because why? What made you sit there really confidently and just get all the lyrics wrong? Like, yeah, I completely agree. I hate that, and I can understand if you're dating someone why that would probably put you off. Men with toxic masculinity, and I completely agree. I hate when men, boys, whatever, are afraid to, like, not act feminine, but I guess sort of like act feminine. Like, that is something that has recently made me really attracted to Harry Styles, and I've never been a Harry Styles kind of gal, but recently I literally have just loved, like, you know, when he was at the Grammys and he was wearing like the feather scarf thing. I know there's a name for it, but I can't think what it's called. He wears pearl necklaces, and like, yeah, I just love it. I'm like, just, you know, get into the feminine side a little bit. Like, what are you scared of? Like, I hate when boys are like, oh, I would never wear jewellery. Jewellery's for girls. I would never wear a necklace. I'd never wear a ring. Like, okay, chill, like calm down, like what's wrong with you? This one was really specific and I just want to talk about this one because I feel like this was very, very specific. People who need to cough but continue to talk because they clearly need attention. Oh, that one really tickled me because I feel like that's really specific. Like you've experienced that at least once or twice with someone. No, that's really killed me off. I can't say I've ever experienced that or remember that happening, so it can't be one of my pet peeves. The use of the letter G, so like thanks G. Yeah, that doesn't really bother me, but then I don't think anyone actually ever says it to me. Do you know what I mean? And then I'm going to leave it on my personal favourite submission, which is bad toes in flip-flops. Literally disgusting. It has to be one of my favourite submissions because, yeah, I don't want to see your crusty toes in those flip-flops. Please sort them out. Give them a little clean, give them a little file. Maybe even go get a pedicure, like, treat your toes well and they'll treat you well, do you know what I mean? But yeah, 100% agree with that one for sure. No one wants to see crusty toes. Don't ruin my day, please. Summer's coming up. Look after your toes. Thank you. So they are all of the icks and pet peeves that I'm going to be sharing today. Like I said, I had so many people send in their icks and pet peeves. It was absolutely hilarious. So many of them were the same though, which was good to know. Like some of them are universal opinions, like quite common. Some of them were definitely very petty and quite niche, I think we can say. There were loads in there that I agree with though, so there weren't too many that were shocking. Let me know in the comments what your pet peeves are, what ones you agree with, what ones completely shocked you, because I know a few shocked me for sure. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.